Although, let's just, if we're talking, just for the sake of profession, just because you're a coach, there are other coaches as well, but you do it just differently, your unique style. If you're a realtor, then you do it in a specific way that's unique to you. And that's what gives you, and that through a book, that's what we want to amplify. So I want to bring up another one of my friends. He's just going to speak to us for a few minutes. His poster, his banner, was the first banner that I ever saw when I started hanging around with Jerry and the other speakers. So I walked into the room, and right in the middle of the room, there's this banner. I'm like, and his banner is amazing, and it talked about, the title said, The Leadership Zone. I'm like, ooh, that's kind of impressive. And lessons from the front line. I'm like, wow, that is a powerful title and a powerful subtitle. And slowly and steadily, this gentleman and I, we had an opportunity not only just to do business, but also build a friendship together. He has traveled the world. He has just recently, about a couple of months ago, he returned from Uganda, where he had an opportunity to work with the United Nations. And I don't want to take too much away from him in introducing. I can keep talking about it. He's done work in the United States, and he's traveled. He's a guru in himself. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to put your hands together for my friend, Ahmad-Shah.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Now, I speak with an accent, so if sometimes you don't understand some words the way I pronounce it, the Afghan way, you can ask me if you didn't understand. But ask me when I'm sitting at my table outside, not here, so that everybody they will benefit from whatever I'm saying. Now, what I want to say is, didn't Jesse do an excellent job? Absolutely. And by the way, the past 2 days, weren't you thrilled and excited by what Raza and his team gave us? Good. Now, what I want to mention for you is, many people ask me questions outside as to why did you enroll in this program? And I was telling them that wait until I come here. So I hope that I can answer that question now. The reason I enrolled in this program was that the first time when I attended, there was a guy, his name is Ash Silva, he is sitting here. He introduced me to the program. He said, there is this program, why don't you come? And that was maybe 4 years ago. 4 years ago. I attended, I listened to the program, Jerry Robert was there, and I thought, oh, I can do this on my own, I don't have to enroll in it. So I didn't enroll. I went, I spent 3, 4, 5 months. There was another program and I didn't do anything. So I came to the second one. I said, oh, this time I have learned more things about the book and I can do it. So I went again, I didn't register. This happened the third time and the fourth time. And finally I said, okay. In order to do what we have to do, we need mentors and coaches. We usually do what we like, and what we don't like and we cannot do, we should delegate. So what happened was that on the 5th time I registered and enrolled in this program. It was in July 2013. And then I didn't do anything for 6 months. It was actually January 2014 that I actually started seriously on a book. And by then some of the details that they told me about the 40 hours and how to do the structure, I had forgotten about them. So I did it my own way. I hired an accountability coach, and in 6 months I wrote the book. And it was another 3 months for editing, etc. In September 2014, the book was finished, and then I signed. I want hard copies. So the book was launched in November 2014. And I can tell you, for those people who haven't, authored the book, when I first held this copy in my hand, when I held this copy, it reminded me of my first son when he was born. And so, hold it. So, in the launch, I mentioned that, this experiment with the book is like having a baby. And there was a woman who told me that, no, I don't agree with you. Baby is more painful. I said, you may be right, but I'm telling you about my experience. When I had my first baby, I didn't have any pain. So let me tell you about this book. This book was designed and engineered in such a way that people will benefit in many different ways from it. One of them is that this book tells you how to design your life. So if you will allow me, I will quickly just write something here. This is the box that we actually live as we grow up. Some people live by default, and some people live by design. Okay, so this book is to teach us how to live by design. And it's going to tell us if we are here and you use this book, you must probably go up and up until the very end. That was the purpose, to show where there are barriers that prevent us from living by design. So the first part of the book describes the barriers. The second part is once you go through those barriers and you go to your leadership zone or the zone of peak performance, how do you stay there so you don't slide back? The other thing was the physical approach of this book. This book was designed as a gift. It was designed so that you can purchase a copy and give it a gift to a friend, a loved one, a child who is finishing university, starting a new career, a co-worker, or an employee. But most probably, most of the time what happens is that we neglect ourselves. We give gifts to everybody else, but we don't give to ourselves. So this is a good gift for ourselves also. And as you know, Valentine's Day is coming. And the family day is also coming. So if you haven't selected any gifts, I have a few copies outside. Now, what did this book do for me? Like everybody was asking me outside, did it help or not? So I'll just give you a few examples. A person had come to the launch of my book, and 3 months later she called me that she represents an international consulting firm, and that will I be willing to go on their behalf to Uganda and train UN staff there? And in my book I have a goal that is written, some of the people outside saw, saying that by the year 2020 I want to be a consultant to the United Nations.
Wow.
So, and then the same company, and then they flew me all the way to Uganda to train United Nations staff. And with this book in my hand, I asked them, I want to see the chief of the mission. I said, what do you want to do with her? I said, I want to give her a copy of my book. With confidence, I went to the office. She wasn't there. I left a copy, and a week later I contacted her, and she sent me that I received the book, and I find out that you live in Canada and you coach people on leadership issues. I traveled twice to New York, and I hope to get in touch with you next time when I'm there. The chief of mission in Uganda, 16,000 troops, and that's like a government. The other thing was, in just 2 months ago, the same company flew me to Dubai to train zone managers for a bank. They took me from the airport to a hotel and then went to a mountain resort for 3 nights there. And I trained these managers with white robes and all of them, what they call them, the sheikhs. Okay, so it was a fantastic experience, and without the book I couldn't do it. Another thing that I wanted to mention was that I was trying for 4 years to go into the building show and make a speech there. When I had this book, Dex, they allowed me to make a presentation. And then, after the presentation, when they saw the review of the people, the evaluation, they invited me to do it next year also. So, and then other people ask me, how much money did you make? And I would like to leave a parting statement with you regarding that. And I would like to draw something else for you. The book, for me, is a source of wealth, not just of money. And for me, what wealth is, it has 4 compartments. There is what I refer to as core assets. There is experiential assets. There are goodwill assets. And there are physical assets. And the book has enhanced every respect of my wealth. The core assets is like family, heritage, and the value system. The experiential is confidence, education, and experience. The goodwill is credibility and trustworthiness. And physical is, of course, the bank account, the car, etc., and things like that.
Absolutely.
So we need to work on each one of these all the time, not just focus on physical and neglect the others. I would like to leave you with this one. And by the way, to know more about it, I have a full chapter on this issue in my book. Thank you very much.
That is so great.
Well
you know, it's always great to see. You know, our Ahmed and I, when we sat down, I remember a while ago we were in a conversation, and I was talking about my book, and he was talking about his book, and we found there were so much commonalities. My book was titled The Performance Zone, his was titled The Leadership Zone, and the content inside of it was very similar. And there were times that we talked about partnerships. We were trying to align partnerships. There was an event that I was doing, and Ahmed has always been there to support me and really go through this. Right, so dude, it's amazing to see your growth, and I wish you good luck, my friend. Thank you so much. So guys, what we're going to do is we're going to get into. I'm going to give you very